Hey, what's up, traders? Todd here. Welcome to a free video update. It is Monday, the 6th, October 6th. This is probably the last video of the year I'll be able to do outside. It was like 80 degrees. I normally work in the basement where it's forever 60 degrees, freezing. So it's nice to be out, but fall will take hold. What is moving, though, continues to be the AI build out trade. Like, markets just continue to defy gravity and push higher. We added 2 positions to our Active Opps portfolio today. We put BMNR, Bitcoin Immersion, and then we also put a quantum security stock. It's a sub-billion-dollar market cap, so it's a thin one. We'll keep a tight eye on it. I want to talk about Tesla and sort of this cryptic tweet they put out ahead of the announcement, which is tomorrow. So we'll look at Tesla stock, and then there was 2 aviation companies you probably know of, Archer Aviation and Joby, Joby, that were indirectly referenced in that tweet, and they were up quite significantly today. So let's look at the technicals and the fundamentals here. So again, I'm working on one little MacBook here, which, by the way, I've fully switched to Mac in my trading computer in my office, and I love it. It's great. I'm sticking forever. I love the Mac interface. All right, so I'm on a little laptop here, so forgive me if this isn't exactly smooth, but all right. Okay, so here's the news. This is out of Barron's. Joby and Archer Aviation stocks take off after cryptic tweet from Tesla. And we know sort of the drone stocks and defense and anything AI, infrastructure, industrial related has been quite bid. But shares of aircraft electric maker soared Monday after a tweet from Tesla that was this. So if we just go, it was kind of cool, actually. It shows a rotor blade or something ahead of the announcement tomorrow. So is there some aviation roto self-propelled copter or something or other set for announcement tomorrow? All right. So let me flip up, go to deep view, and here we go. All right. So here's Tesla. Let's look at the technicals of Tesla, and it's a pretty good little setup here. We've had a good discussion about Elliott Wave and all that, and you can go back and look at where I am, with that, and I'll still always do it. I'm not featuring it that much, but one thing that I'm always going to do is fib. The 3 tools of fib are incredibly helpful, and those of you know me from my old life know that the 78% retracement of any correction is quite significant. That usually winds up being like the divide, the line between correction to a new downtrend, like right there. Or if you break through 786, usually that means not only is the old 100% or just the double top, will that be broken, but the 1272 many times is tested. And really it's crazy. Like, you take the square root of 61.8, your golden ratio, it's 78. Take the square root, you take your calculator, you do 1.618, hit square root, it's 1272. For some crazy ass reason, the square roots of 618 and 1.618, they have an impact on price, and I don't know why, but they work. So what that means is if 786 is broken, which you can see here on the weekly as clearly the case, 1272 once at 615, I'm wondering is if that's in play. And if you look at the bars of Tesla, like, this was nasty. So this must have been Thursday, October 2nd. You opened the highs, closed the lows. That's an outside reversal. And then we opened up here Friday, traded down to, this is going to be the 20-period moving average on pretty good volume here. It looks like about 135 or so million shares, where the 50-day average is 88 million. So above average. So that was pretty nasty in and of itself. But again, what happened was the 786 retracement I just mentioned at 410, that was broken. And the fact that we couldn't get back below it, I think, is bullish. And that signifies that this move that we saw in the first quarter of 2025 was just a correction to the longer term uptrend. Okay, so that means if we can continue higher through 490, 1272 is in play. Right, so if you look at some of the data here, I mean, what's going on? This is going to be GAAP earnings out of Deep View. So 2025, not a great look on EPS and revenues. 93 billion, which is lower by 4.2% compared to 2024 on $1.38 in total EPS. But it looks like the growth trajectory continues in 2026, $2.02 collectively, 109 billion in revenue. But there's so much future ahead in Tesla if they can make some of these projects become a reality, that the revenues are quite significant. So forward P is massive. I mean, this is GAAP earnings, this is not non-GAAP, so the forward P is insane. So let's see what happens here. I'm also interested, as I mentioned, in those two aviation companies, Joby Aviation. It's only a $15 billion market cap company. I'm just looking at some of the proprietary rankings here on Deep View, 78, 82, 78, not bad, pretty good. It's got a 2.06 beta, which is just crazy. No earnings on it yet. You want to look at top line sales. Company went from 136,000 to 110,000 this year, projected to go to 19 million next year. That's a 17,836% jump for 2026, which is only 1 quarter away. Bonkers. Right, so we got a pivot point here on the weekly chart through about $21. We're at 19 now. We have a nice little sort of consolidation around this 50-day moving average. And then as we exited the 50-day, you look at the volume start to come in. Not massive accumulation like you saw back here on September 12th and 15th, above the 38 million shares on average. But still decent volume coming up on that breakout there on the weekly, which is going to be at $21, okay? And also, this is going to be a new high. IPO was like, post-IPO was like 14, so new all-time high in JOBY. And then Archer should be right here. ARC. Oh, what is this symbol? ACH. I had it right there for you. What happened? Joby. There's one more I want to look at. Let me do this. Clear that. Let me go symbol. ACHR. Sorry. This triple top looks even more interesting. This triple top looks interesting because there's only a double top over there in JOBY. But, you have a really good pivot here through about 14 on the weekly chart. Look at the volume that's coming through there. Some pretty significant volume clusters. And then look at the volume of the last 2 days. Look at the ramp. Holy bananas. I mean, on average, it trades 35 million shares. Today on the 6th, it traded 142 million. Friday it traded 110. Thursday it traded 56. So this thing's on a massive accumulation. Again, through triple top up there. No earnings. Just what's the market cap? $7.46 billion. And, they're looking to do 43 million in sales. There's so much built into this company in terms of expectations. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Tesla tomorrow. Could be interesting. So let me just do this. Officially sign off. There we go. So yeah, just this is a longer conversation we need to have. I need to bring my kid to PT, physical therapy, and for his knee. But there's such a rush right now into this AI, new age, digital infrastructure for super power compute. And I still feel like there's a lot of people who never got back in after the Q1 sell-off of this year, right? And everyone was also waiting for a pullback in September because it's seasonally the weakest month, which never really materialized. I feel like there's going to be a big performance chase into the end of the year, specifically for the institutional hedge fund and the retail who missed out and didn't get an opportunity to buy the dip. They're going to try to chase and have some kind of good year, especially those hedge fund managers who want to try to make some bonus this year who've been underinvested. So this could get wild. I'm finding myself becoming more of a breakout buyer. You can trade stocks that don't necessarily have earnings. but you got to do so with a very, very tight leash, and that's all I'm doing here. My money management company is being run by my team. I am like 95% focused on the markets in here because this is go time into the end of the year. So also, we have a really cool new person joining our team. We'll tell you more about that in coming days. It's pretty wild who's joining us, but it's all good. All right, we'll leave it there. Talk to you guys soon. See ya.